This means essentially making it cheaper to short the yuan.
That's right. It makes it cheaper. It makes it easier. These financial institutions don't need to put aside 20% of their sales if they're buying these FX derivatives. So it is a change. They put this in place, this requirement, about 2 years ago when the yuan weakened to close to 7 to the US dollar. Of course, the story has been very different in the last 3 months. You've seen yuan strength against the US dollar, gains of about 4.5%, the strongest quarter in 12 years. Just on Friday alone, it rallied by about 1.4%. Part of that, of course, was the catch-up trade after the Golden Week holiday, but also there are those fundamental structural issues at play as well. China's economy is recovering, and of course, you've had the PBOC far less aggressive in terms of stimulus and easing than some of its counterparts in other major economies. So it seems like the PBOC coming out this weekend trying to take a bit of a heat out of this recent run-up in the yuan.
And speaking of this recent run-up, that spot rate is actually already, if you take a look at these median market estimates, Tom, it's already blown up past pretty much what we were expecting going into the second half towards the end of next year. So given that's a reality of the spot market at the moment, I guess how much further is the PBOC likely to go in terms of putting a lid on that strength?
Well, that is a question, of course, and to some extent the fix that we get at 9:15 every day during the week will give some indication as to how far the PBOC is prepared to go to remove some of that strength for the currency. You're right, you do have forecasts, of course, of further strength for the currency prior to this move from the PBOC. But now on the back of this, you hear from the likes of Mark Chandler, for example. He's an equity or FX strategist, I should say, at Bannockburn Global. He sees now potentially the yuan weakening to about 6.86. Now, the last time that they removed these requirements back in 2017, the following 3 weeks, you saw a drop of about 2.5% for the yuan. So that's the context. So again, we will be looking at that fix at 9:15 today and throughout the week to see just how much appetite the PBOC does have to take some of the heat away from this currency.